So the Lakers are currently sitting at ninth in the Western Conference right now, and they're about 11 games over 500 at 44-33, which last year was well above the pace that they were at. They would be probably around the 4th or 5th seed last year. The West has just been really tough. They're only a game, I believe half a game behind the Sacramento Kings, who are 44-32, I believe. And then you have a route where they could possibly move up to 6. They have 5 games left in this season. They've won 8 of their last 9. They've been playing unbelievable basketball as of recently. But I really think it's essential that they finish this season strong. And they got a pretty, I would say, middle of the ground schedule left. They have to play Minnesota. They have a game against New Orleans. They have a game against Cleveland, huge game against Cleveland on Saturday. But if you look at it all the way around, if they are to finish at the 9 or the 10 spot, it's going to be really tough. And this is a good team. I think this Lakers roster is good. Like, if you were to put them in other series, the only team that I think would be able to get them in a 7-game series, barring that everybody stays healthy, would be obviously the Denver Nuggets. They swept them last year. They've won their last 8 matchups against the Lakers. And I'm not saying the Lakers can't make a run at it, but other than that, I like the Lakers roster. They've won 8 of 9. They're playing their best basketball season at the right time, but it's just so hard to move up in that Western Conference standings. And it just scares me if they're if they're the 9 or the 10 seed, they have to win the first playing game or the season's over. And they have to win that game. It's most likely going to be against the Warriors, which is a really, really bad matchup just to have in that like do or die game. One game against the Golden State Warriors. Obviously in a series, I think the Lakers get them. But those one game offs between the Lakers and the Warriors, they're go either way games. So that's a really scary situation for them to be in. And that's a must win. And then even if they win that, they have to instantly then go to the loser of the 7-8 game, and they have to win that, and their prize would just be the 8 seed, which is most likely at the time of this video would be Denver. Obviously, you have Minnesota, and you have the Thunder that are creeping right up on that. But that would be tough. You would have to win 2 games, do or die games, then you would have to go right into a series against Denver. If they can get up to the 8 seed or the 7 seed, or just the 8 seed, then they could possibly lose that game. They would have a more favorable matchup against either the Kings or the Suns in that 7-8 game. And if they win, they'd be able to go to 7. If they drop it, they'd be able to play the winner of the 9-10 game, which would give them a little bit more breathing room. And I think that their best path is they just got to keep winning these games. They got to move into 8. If they win all 5 games, which, it's not something that's impossible, but if they find a way to win all 5 of the remaining games, they could get up to 6. There's a path because they play New Orleans. New Orleans, I want to say, is sitting at 7. You have Phoenix, who has a really tough remaining schedule left. They're sitting at 6. They could get up to 6 if they win out, which would be huge for them. If they get to 6, theoretically, let's say the Thunder stay at 3. That's a favorable matchup for the Lakers. They don't have to do the play-in. They're rested into a 7-game series. There's more days apart in the first round of the playoffs. And Oklahoma City is a very young team. Lakers obviously have LeBron James experience. Anthony Davis is a champion. They have pretty good depth to match up with that of the Thunder. That would be a favorable matchup for the Lakers. And then they would be able to play like Minnesota or something in the second round. Minnesota, the question with them is obviously the Karl Anthony Towns concerns. So all of a sudden, if the Lakers can just win out this stretch and get to that 6 seed, that could be playoff altering stuff right there. Even if they get to 8. So they just need to finish it out strong. I think if they win all 5, they can get to 6. They win 4 of 5. There's a debate for 6. 3 of 5. Hopefully they can get to 8. But they need to finish this out strong. You know, we don't know how much time LeBron has left in the NBA. Just if we're facing the realization of that question, we don't know how much time he has left in the NBA. We don't know how much time he has with the Lakers at this point. So I think it's essential for them to finish the season strong. I think that they're going to be it's not something they can overcome. I'm not saying that, but I think they're going to be in a world of trouble if they're not able to get out of that 9-10 game, because that's going to be tough. A do or die game against the Warriors. That's just a sketchy scenario for both the teams involved, because in my opinion, those are 2 playoff teams who should at least be in the 7 or 8 slot. It's just been a really competitive Western Conference this year. But like I said, the Lakers need to really put emphasis on it. Their next game at the time of this video is Saturday against Cleveland. Going to be a really, really big game, a game that I think it's a must-win because it's in LA. The Cavs have not done well on the road, so I think that's a must-win for the Lakers. And then they can maybe drop the game to Minnesota after that, but then they got to win out from there.